meteorologist Ron Rhodes.
Yes, we have got ourselves a gray day, but I do expect to see some sunshine before this day is done. We're not going to see much warmth. We should thaw out. We'll be in the mid-30s for a high. The average high temperature is 50 degrees. For the first time this year, we've seen the average high rise to 50. You know, spring's right around the corner. It's just not happening today. And, you know, this weekend's going to be a little chilly, too, especially tomorrow. But Sunday's looking pretty good, and next week's looking even better. I can't wait for March to begin, and that's going to be on Tuesday. That's also Fat Tuesday, by the way. And the beginning of Burger Week in Owensboro, where we're looking right now. Look at all the debris out there in the ocean, though. And we've seen some whitecaps out there as well because of the wind that's been kicking up. The wind's going to back off a little bit as we go through the afternoon as that storm system pulls farther and farther away to the east, and good riddance to that. We had almost 1.5 inches of rain at the Evansville Airport yesterday. Well, a lot of lowland flooding, but again, the river is as high as it's going to get, it looks like. We're going to kind of hold our own around 40.7. That's where the latest reading was along the Ohio at Evansville. And so flood stage is 42 feet. We're still getting lowland flooding, of course, but again, it shouldn't rise anymore. So that's the good news there. I just wish it would go down a little faster. It's going to hold its own for about a week or so before it does start to slowly fall. But we're not going to see any additional precipitation, at least accumulation. We might see a couple of flakes down to the south late tomorrow night into Sunday morning. Show you that on Future Tracker in a second. Right now you can see the traffic out there on the Strip in Henderson and also the buildings of downtown Evansville off in the distance there. Here's our tower cam at Deaconess Gateway, our Diamond Valley Federal Credit Union camera. Looking at the east side of Evansville, flag's not getting kicked as much as it had been earlier today, but we still have a pretty good wind. 30 degrees, at least at the airport, it's 10 miles an hour, and that's certainly enough to add a chill, and we're going to see that chill throughout the day. Mainly a north wind, though, from here on out. Temperature-wise, let's see, how low can we go? 27 degrees in Fairfield, 28 in Carmi, 29 in Lagodi, 30 in Jasper, 31 in Santa Claus, 32 in Tell City, and that is as warm as it gets. It's at 32 also in Fordsville, for Mama and Calhoun, and also 32 degrees down in Morgantown as we take a look at wind speeds. And of course, like I said, the wind did help with the black ice this morning by helping the evaporation. We had so much rain yesterday, but it's not helping our bodies because it blows our body heat away from us, and we've got that wind chill. 12 miles an hour Henderson, 8 in Jasper. Looking a little bit better now. The winds are starting to back off a bit. If you remember earlier in Jasper, we had a 17-mile-per-hour sustained wind this morning. 11 in Morganfield and Dixon. You factor that in, it feels like 22 in Morganfield, 22 in Dixon, 23 Owensboro, and it feels like temperature Evansville and Henderson as well as Princeton of only 21 degrees. So even though the temperature might be reading 30, it's not feeling 30. This is the look at the latest on the rivers. The Ohio at Evansville, again, it's at crest, but it's going to hold there for about a week before it really starts to fall. 40.7 right now, the flood stage 42 feet. Looks like the crest on the Wabash is going to come at Mount Carmel, about 26.5 feet. And of course, the flood stage is 19, so it's way up there. Crest on Sunday for the Green at Calhoun, just under 24 feet, so just under a foot above flood stage. 23.8. That's going to crest later today at the White. And right now it's 23.7, 32.2. Also, the crest will come on the Little Wabash at Carmi later today. Live first warning Doppler not showing anything, even though we did have some grapple earlier today out there. Just a few pellets, that soft sleet. Look at these are rainfall estimates from yesterday. Where you see green, there's quite a few splotches out there. We're talking about anything from 1 to 2 inches worth of rain, even the darker blue close to an inch. So we all had a pretty good dousing out there. Heaviest dousings that I could find on our Doppler radar estimates, just north of Boonville in northern Warwick County, close to 2 inches of rain there. Again, the airport had 1.43, just outside the airport, or just inside Posey County, 1.6, and then closer to Gallatin County, really right on the Wabash. How about that? Looks like a little dark pocket, 1.5 inches, Gallatin County and also Posey County. Clouds breaking up a little bit to the north, and they're still pretty thick here, especially down in western Kentucky, but I'm seeing a few breaks in parts of southern Illinois, and I do expect to see a few more breaks. Future Tracker indicates this by 2 o'clock, so we still have a couple more hours where we're going to be socked in with the clouds. Then we should be seeing some breaks. The sun is setting after 5:30 these days, Central Time, and so we should be seeing at least a couple of hours of some sun before we see the darkness come in, and more clouds will start to build in too. Now we're going to have more sunshine north of the Ohio than what we have south of the Ohio tomorrow. Here we are at first thing in the morning. Plenty of clouds, yes, but they'll start to give way to plenty of sunshine, and we should have breaks even farther south as we go through the afternoon on Saturday. Now late Saturday night, about 9:30, you can see maybe a couple of flakes south of the Western Kentucky Parkway, but that's about the only precipitation that I see over the next week, and we could use a drying out period, and it looks like we're going to get it. High today is going to be 36 degrees. Clouds, some sunshine. Breezy, yes, with the north wind, but it's going to be tapering off, though, later this afternoon as that storm system kind of pulls away on the 3-degree guarantee. Yeah, I haven't missed many, but I missed yesterday. Missed it by that much. Called for 37, got up to 33. Once that rain rolled in, I knew it's all she wrote. But at least we stayed above freezing. That's the main thing. And it was a heavy rain instead of what could have been a significant icing if it would have been a few degrees colder. 36 degrees for a high today, so another cold wind. 42 tomorrow. Then we get close to 50 degrees on Sunday with plenty of sunshine. Mix of sun and clouds tomorrow. And look at this. We're staying dry into March. March begins on Tuesday. That's March 1st. It's also Burger Week in Owensboro.
Oh, yeah.
I will be there for that for sure. But yeah, coming in like a lamb, which means it'll probably go out like a lion. We'll worry about that.
Yeah, we'll worry about
March.
that later. I mean, who cares?
Beautiful shot here. This is for Brian Killian. Brian gets some of the best nature photographs in the tri-state, I think. And this was in Buckskin, Indiana. And that was earlier this week when we were actually getting sun, right? But that's a short-eared owl at the top of that tree. Pretty cool.
All right, here we go. We'll be back with more Lifestyles. Lindsay's here.